and in particular, the matter of the contribution of pending bills. The contribution of pending bills in debt, as it were, is very key, because most of it you'll find that is the money that we expect to circulate within our communities to be able to rejuvenate the economy, sustain jobs, and give opportunities. Mr. Speaker, this is a matter that needs to be taken with a lot of seriousness. It needs to be treated as a matter of urgency, because it has brought down a lot of businesses and apparently made people to be unable to do business with both the national and the county governments. Mr. Speaker, on the issue of external debts, this is a matter that needs controls, and looking at what the committee has brought up in their report, it is something that is enlightening, and I really support the report that they give, and Mr. Speaker, I lend my support to the report. Thank you.
Malio, Masinga, MP for Masinga.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity that you have given me. I want to say that budgeting process is good, and because every time we put in the budget what we want Kenya to be tomorrow, where we want it to reach, and what we have been doing is excellent. The only thing that is now pulling us down is the debt that has occurred, has been accrued in this country, because it's a big burden to the economy of this country, and even to the president to be able to pay all this debt. I'm sure is a big debt and is a big burden. What I want us to think as Kenyans is to produce more and export more, so that we can have foreign income in terms of foreign currency. Because if we keep on buying food from abroad, the other day we were importing rice, we were importing sugar, we were importing edible oil. All these things you are paying with our foreign exchange. That means you are draining the foreign money. You are paying those commodities using our foreign reserves. Instead of us, we should put money in tea, put money in coffee, put money in cotton, so that the cotton that we import today can be able to be produced locally, so that the local manufacturers like Rivertex can have the raw materials to use locally, instead of importing yarns from abroad, which is paid with the foreign exchange. So therefore, I would like us to rethink, to be able to produce locally what we import from abroad. We should be able to even plant a lot of rice, so that we, in the future, we don't also import rice. We should be able to empower our production in the edible oils from our local manufacturers, so their own local materials can be produced locally. So many things we can do as a country, so that we can save our foreign currency. The other thing is we need to control our debt. Our appetite for borrowing now should be minimized. It is important for us to rethink as a country, where do we need to cut? Where do we need to minimize our expenses, so that we don't keep on borrowing every now and then? And also the waste. The other day I was seeing that the industrial parks that are being built in every county, whereby we have no consultants to be able to be seeing the kind of work that is being done, the quality of work that is going to be supervised for the industrial parks. We have the project manager from the public works who are not being utilized in those industrial parks. And because the county government is saying they have the capacity to be able to supervise the industrial parks construction, which is not true. So we need to direct money where we can be able to earn a lot of foreigners and to be able to encourage anybody that is growing food for export, the horticultural crops, like French beans, the flowers, anything that goes abroad and earns as an export and expense. That is where more subsidy, even give them tax holidays. Anybody starting an export company should be able to be given some pay taxes after starting earning and getting some profits, so that we can be able to have some reserves in our foreign currency. But for those few remarks, I support what we are doing as a country for the production of the local products that we need to put money in it, and more so in the cotton.
Jane Kagiri, Women Rep for Laikipia.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me an opportunity to contribute to this report. Honorable Speaker, it's good to start by stating that as a country we need to start telling ourselves the truth. The levels at which our public debt is at requires each one of us to put an effort to ensure that we lower our public debt by how we are going to manage it. And currently, I would wish that we all support the government, which I serve in because currently we can see they are trying to manage the public debt that we have. And by this, Honorable Speaker, I believe that the President has been monitoring how our public debt is behaving, and we're trying to avoid any situation where we'd find ourselves incurring more costs. But this, Honorable Speaker, I would want to add a rejoinder and state that as this Parliament, we need to pass a motion or a requirement that 6 months to the election, the outgoing president or the government that is before the election, we need it stated in this House, the status of our public debt as a president is outgoing. Because currently, Honorable Speaker, we listen to a lot that is being said on the excessive borrowing that was done in the front. If we had known what the exiting government had left as our public debt. Secondly, Honorable Speaker, we see the same happening in county governments, where we have incoming governors finding pending bills which nobody told them about, and that takes back a county many steps backwards because they cannot be able to progress and plan. Thirdly, Honorable Speaker, a time has come where we need to question ourselves as a country. We cannot keep complaining on the exchange rate, yet we are doing nothing about it. It is time we all go back to the drawing table and ask ourselves how we are going to improve on our exports. We have the diaspora community outside the country who are bringing in a lot of foreign exchange. Last year, they brought in around 483 billion shillings, and we need to ask ourselves, how do we make it to move to $1 trillion? Because with that exchange rate, we strengthen our dollar back here at home, and this is what is going to cushion us as a country. Thirdly, we've looked at our horticulture. We've also looked at our tourism. A time has come where we need to stop talking about tourism on people coming to see our wildlife. It's time we make Kenya a country where people want to visit. If you look at a city like Nairobi, we need to make it so clean that everybody wants to come and visit and be in Nairobi. It needs to be the Dubai of Africa. Honorable Speaker, we need to ask ourselves how good is our lighting, that anybody will be assured of security when they are visiting our country. Honorable Speaker, with those few remarks, I support the report. Thank you.
The Honorable Woman Member of Parliament from Where constituency? Please give the Honorable Member the mic.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. for giving me this opportunity to support this very important motion. Mr. Speaker, I would like to, in particular, support the increased allocation of debt repayment, which will help the country to salvage itself from the verge of defaulting on public debt. Positive credit score will give this country a good opportunity to secure more funding from international financial institutions. Mr. Speaker, there's also need